koutou ngā manuhiri, nau mai haere mai tēnā koutou katoa. I firstly would like to join with previous speakers in welcoming our guests in the gallery. It is, I am sure, a great day for them to see the passage of this legislation and bring to some finality the task that they have been pursuing for quite a long period of time. And others have already canvassed, I think, pretty well the basis and background behind this particular legislation and how we have come to arrive at today, in which this monetary settlement of 97 million is to be paid out. And also I would like to join with other speakers in acknowledging and paying respects to those who teamed together to bring this solution before this House, from the previous ministers who had responsibility for this arrangement, and some of them have already been mentioned, and Honourable Mrs. Anderson and Parikura Horomia and Phil Heatley, and now the Acting Minister, the Honourable Nick Smith, who is shepherding this bill through its final stages. I also would like to record the outstanding efforts, as others have done, of Tohu Kai Moana in working with the iwi and the government to find a practical solution to a challenging problem. And then finally, I want to again record my appreciation of the cooperation and camaraderie that exists within the Maori Affairs Select Committee. I have said on previous occasions that one of the reasons that I stand in this House and came to this House was because of my desire to ensure and accelerate treaty settlements. And I say that, in fact, with honesty, Mr. Opposition Chief Whip, because I, like many Maori, became frustrated at the process and I guess stalling that had occurred with the treaty settlement process. And so it is with pride that I stand each time I stand and speak in this House on a treaty settlement. I do so with pride because it is important that these issues are dealt with and that people can get on with their lives and look to the future. And as part of that process, the Maori Affairs Select Committee, I have no doubt, understands that, and that is why members who make up that committee work as one to expedite these bills. And as has been alluded to already in this case, very little has changed because the Select Committee doesn't see, quite rightly in my view, its job to interfere in a pact, in a contract, in a deed that has already been worked through over a period of time between the particular iwi and the Crown. And it's really only in exceptional circumstances that the Select Committee sees that it may inquire a bit further if it believes that's necessary. And it, so far in my experience, has done that very rarely. And that's the way I believe it should be. Again, I am proud to be able to stand and join with others in acknowledging the outstanding work of those involved. The last thing I really would like to comment on is that this is a settlement in cash, 97 million, and there has been some discussion about the agriculture industry. The truth of the matter is that that decision and how this money is to be spent is a decision for the iwi in terms of once they receive it, and whether they choose to spend it on aquaculture, of course, will be for them to decide and them only. Aquaculture, as we have heard, has enormous potential, but it is an industry which has stagnated over too long a period, and it is the hope of myself, and I'm sure my colleagues on this side of the House, that we can once again kickstart the industry, because it does have enormous potential, and and members have already alluded to that. And hopefully by kickstarting it and giving support, and in fact that's been done already in terms of making some, I think of something in the order of $1 million has recently been made to provide assistance to the industry. And there has been an economic group, I think, formed to provide some guidance to the industry. And I hope that that does encourage the recipients of this package to direct it to the industry. But ultimately, that will be a decision for them. So with those concluding remarks, Mr. Speaker, as I say, I congratulate and acknowledge the iwi present and the recipients of this package, and wish them well. Nō reira, e koe e koro, tēnā koutou katoa.